The new OnePlus 13R smartphone comes in at the price of 750 euros over here in Germany and about $600 over in the US. And today we'll find out what we will get for our money, and first up, the unboxing. As you can see, we get the usual red and black OnePlus box, and the first thing that we will see is the little package with the safety and the quick guide, the SIM pin and the red USB Type-C charging cable. And I love that OnePlus keeps it all the same color. Now below we will find the OnePlus 13R, and I got the Nebula Noir colorway, but you can also get this phone in the color Astro Trail. But something that you're not going to find in here is a charging brick. So let's talk a little bit about the specs and the design. So with the OnePlus 13R, we get a smartphone that weighs in at 206 grams and has a 6.78-inch display. Now overall we have a screen to body ratio of about 91%, which is excellent. For example, the new iPhone 16 has a screen to body ratio of just 87%. Now that means we get more display and even slimmer bezels. The 13R is a pretty edgy smartphone with a Gorilla Glass 7i on the front. We have an aluminum frame and a glass back. As for the backside, this one looks very clean with just the OnePlus logo right in the middle and a triple camera setup on top. All these cameras are embedded into the extra element, which means that you cannot get any dust in between the lenses. Now since we have a matte glass backside, you really don't see any of your fingerprints, if at all. They just disappear after a few seconds, and on the white version it will be probably even better. So this phone is IP65 waterproof and dustproof, and you need to know that this smartphone is even bigger than my iPhone 15 Pro Max. So with this one you have a huge smartphone in your pocket. And also a small cool feature that I really like a lot is the side button, which you have to slide up and down to switch between your mute, your ring and your vibration function. Next we have the display. So like I said, we have a big 6.78-inch LTPO 4.1 AMOLED display with HDR10+, Dolby Vision, HDR Vivid and a peak brightness of 4500 nits, which is very bright. The display also has a 120Hz refresh rate, which you can also trim down to just 60Hz. This phone also has quite a few display features like different screen color modes, the eye comfort and sleep feature, which is just another cool name for the blue filter. And within this feature, you will also find the anti-flicker function. One of the cool features are the image sharpener and the video color boost. With the first one, you can enhance the clarity of low quality images and videos, and the other one will boost your color in your videos. You just have to know that both of these features will drain your battery a little bit faster. You can watch your videos and movies on this phone without a problem. The LTPO AMOLED display has a resolution of 1264 by 2780 pixels and will give you crisp colors, dark inky blacks and a very nice contrast. And since you have a peak brightness of 4500 nits, you also have no problem watching your videos in direct sunlight. In your sound settings, you will find a clear voice feature which filters out unwanted background noises while you're on the call. You have holo audio and O haptics, and then you can switch between different sound settings. But if you just leave your smartphone in the smart mode, you will be good. The sounds are clear with a good quality, and it also gets loud. Now as for the battery life, with the OnePlus 13R, you will get a very large 6000 mAh battery that will easily last you the whole weekend. On continuous video streaming, it lasts about 19 hours and you can play games non-stop for about 9 hours. Now the charging speed is great as well. With 80 watts wired charging, it charges from 0 to 50% in just 20 minutes, and a full charge only takes 15 minutes. So the OnePlus 13R runs on Oxygen OS based on Android 15 and will probably come with 6 years of security and 4 years of OS updates. You have a fingerprint sensor underneath your display, and this one works very good, and then you also have a face detection which works good as well. You even have 8 different fingerprint animations that you can choose from, and all of them look pretty cool. As for the storage options, here in Germany you can only grab it with 12 gigs of RAM and 250 gigs of internal storage, which isn't expandable via an extra microSD card. So from these 256 gigs, about 20 gigs are already used up by the system. This phone comes with an always on display mode and different and brand specific effects and stickers, cool looking default wallpapers and a few AI features. Like for your photos, there is the AI detail boost for better clarity in your pictures when you zoom in on them, but in my tries the difference isn't really that noticeable. You have the AI eraser, which deletes unwanted objects from your pictures, AI unblur and AI reflection eraser, which are both pretty much self-explaining. One gets rid of the blur, for example, if someone was moving in the picture, and the other one is getting rid of any reflections like from a window. In your sidebar, you will also find some more AI features like the AI Speak and AI Summary. AI Summary will just give you a quick summary of a text with some key points, and AI Speak will just read the text out loud for you, which is a pretty cool feature as well. Of course, you will also have some normal features like you got some air gestures, safety and emergency features, and then you can also adjust the status bar. By the way, if you like my content, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. You will also find a link to the smartphone down below in the description. So the OnePlus 13R runs on a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, which may not be the newest, but it can easily compete with last year's flagship smartphones. It runs very smooth on your everyday use, and even gaming is no problem with this phone. So the benchmark scores are on the higher sides, and you can play games like Genshin Impact on high graphics settings. Now I found some smaller cams and I had a consistent frame rate of 60 FPS, but your smartphone will get hot like this after a while, but it's definitely worth it. But otherwise you can play on 30 FPS as well. There's a game booster on this phone with a battery saving, balance and a power mode. You can adjust the brightness, you can block calls, take screenshots, and there's even a touch optimization feature. Lastly, we got the camera, and on this phone we have a triple camera setup with a 50 megapixel main camera with optical image stabilization. There's a 50 megapixel telephoto and an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, and you can shoot videos in 4K and 60 FPS. The front camera has 60 megapixel and shoots videos in 1080p and 30 FPS. So with this phone you have a portrait mode with a 2x zoom, you have a pro mode, there's also a night mode, panorama, slow-mo and a few more. So the main camera takes good photos during the day. They have a lot of detail and a wide dynamic range. You got good contrast and the colors look poppy as well. If you take pictures of people or if you just use the selfie camera, pictures with both will look very good with a good detail level and a good background blur. Also, the selfie camera pictures look a little bit softer than the ones that you get with the main camera. The processing of your 2x zoom is nearly identical to the main camera with great picture quality and a wide dynamic range. The 2x images are very good with even better sharpness than resolve detail. The camera remains consistently good indoors too, and even photos of people with the 2x zoom are great. The 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera isn't particularly the best, the image quality is okay, the sharpness level is just average and the dynamic range as well, but at least the color saturation seems to be good.